This is Curry's IZIP E3 Zuma, my favorite electric bike from the company. And that's because it is super powerful and super smooth and quiet. This thing has a 500 watt rear hub motor right there, 36 volt, 11 amp hour lithium battery right there. And as you can see, this rear rack is actually welded to the frame of the bike. And it's just burly, it's heavy duty. So this thing isn't going to start to rattle over time, as a lot of the bikes do with sort of the bolt-on configuration. That 500 watt motor back here is going to carry you up those hills, carry you through the wind. It's just really solid. I also really like the chain guard there, and the fact that they've got chain guide so that this front chain won't fall off. This actually has 7 speeds, which is plenty. You can see they've got that extra large chain ring in the back, and that's for helping you climb up hills if you have to, because this bike isn't super light. But again, that's not really the point. I mean, this thing is fun to cruise on, and it comes with both pedal assist and twist and go. So that's pass, pedal assist, tag, twist and go. It's really easy to operate. You just hit that on-off switch, and then you turn the throttle. You see the thing just has a lot of get up and go. I think they chose really wisely when they put these sort of curved, extra large handlebars on this thing, because that makes it so you don't have to lean forward very far when you're riding and get potentially a neck ache or a back ache. It lets you have that sort of upright seating position. And speaking of seat, you can see here the super soft leather seat. It's just gonna smooth out all the bumps for you. A fellow bike rider struggling to get up the hill. and that will not be you when you're riding this bike. They've also got these nice brake points here, so if something were to go wrong with the motor, or you have to take off the rear wheel for some reason, makes it a little bit easier to do because you've got that disconnect point. You really shouldn't have to take the wheels off, though, and that's because these come pre-slimed. And so as you're riding this thing around, if you do come across some sort of an obstacle, it punctures the tire, these tires are prepared, and they're a little bit tougher than a normal tire. You can see the tread pattern on these is kind of interesting. It's just got a little bit of grip on all sides. They aren't quite slicks, but they aren't mountain bike tires either, and so they're just sort of all-terrain. But you can see that they're a little bit oversized, and you might be thinking to yourself, well, there's no shock absorber on this thing. How does it feel when you ride it? That's one thing I always think about, because again, you get sore neck, sore back if you're going over these cracks and bumps, and no shock. But these big tires actually really smooth things out, and a frame like this that's just solid and a little bit heavier, you've got kind of that inertia. The bike just glides. It really feels great. I know a lot of people who prefer this bike. It's kind of one of their favorites from Curry. So I'm going to go ahead and hop up on this and show you how it works and just how fast and strong it is. Oh, before I do that, I like that they chose this sort of old school traditional kickstand. A lot of electric bikes have the double motorcycle down thing, and it's just kind of hard to work with. The kickstand works great. Good job. Okay, here we go. So I've already turned it on. And by the way, there is a lock on the battery, so you can lock it to the bike if you need to. But you can also charge it on the bike, which is what I do. Okay. We got a car coming, so there we go. To change gears, you just use this shifter over here on the left as you're pedaling, and then to give it some electric juice, you use the twist throttle. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Just go ahead and twist. There we go. You can hear it humming along a little bit. It's got plenty of power. And now I'm going to show you the pedal assist. So in order to do this, though, you've kind of got to, use your thumb here and switch modes from twist and go, where we were a second ago, pedal assist, go. There we go. It's helping me up the hill, no problem. Nice and smooth, relatively quiet, solid. It's a good bike. Now, some electric bikes now are getting like torque sensors in their rear hubs. This one uses a pedelec, so it just basically senses that your cranks are turning, and then it throttles the motor for you. And I actually like this because it means that if you have injured knees and pushing down hard kind of hurts, you don't have to. You can just kind of pedal along just very lightly. You don't really even have to apply a lot of pressure, and the bike will sense that you're doing something, and it kicks in the juice. So I like that, actually. And if you have people tell you, oh no, torque sensing is the way to go, it's like, well, maybe, and for people who are really fit and like want to have that sense of immediate power and have the bike sort of match their power, that's fine. But for something where you're just cruising along, I like the pedelec sensor. So that's pretty much it. There's more pictures, details, the full written review at ElectricBikeReview.com. Thanks again.